Oh, there you are, YouTube. Do. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. So, if you've been following the channel for a year or more, you know that my wife and I, every October, we have this advent calendar that leads us to Halloween, where in each pocket of that calendar, instead of a little piece of candy or a treat like that, instead we put a movie title in there. And October is going to be around the corner very soon. It is around the corner right now, so it will be upon us very soon. And we're like trying to gear up for films to include in our Halloween Advent calendar, but we're finding we have way too many movies, so we are trying to chisel away at that list and just watch horror films, you know, for fun. Yeah, I mean, we always do, but I'm just saying, like, we're making a more concerned effort to watch horror films in an effort to make that list smaller, more manageable for October. So, one of the movies that we had thought about watching in October was A Quiet Place Day One. But we just saw that it was available on streaming on Paramount Plus, which we have. So we were like, you know what, maybe that can be one of the movies that we take off the list because our list for October is just way too big. So that's what we did. We went to Paramount Plus today and we watched A Quiet Place Day One, which actually, I think that title is a little bit misleading, sort of, because while the movie does start on day one, it doesn't take place only within that day. I think we're in maybe like a week or 3 days or 4 days. I think more than two. To me, it felt like more than 2 days. So that's not what I was going into this thinking. I thought it was going to be aliens come and then that we're seeing that full day, like sort of like an in real time sort of thing in a way. I didn't think we were gonna move along. And to me, oh, excuse me, getting late, I guess. But to me, it felt like multiple days. Even so, I thought this movie was, I mean, you kind of know what you're getting into with these, but I don't see a problem with that because I feel like a lot of horror films are that way. So, you know, like the Freddy movies, you kind of know what's coming. The Saw movies, you kind of know what's coming. And I feel like the same thing with these, you know, everybody's got to be quiet. They're going to be sneaking around, and then they got to try their best to survive and get away from these things. And some of the people that you get to know are not going to make it. So even though it's very much like Quiet Place and Quiet Place 2, what's nice about this is we're in a different setting. A Quiet Place was in a nice rural farm. A Quiet Place 2 was on an island. And then A Quiet Place Day 1 is in New York City. We're in the city here. So we see lots of people, right? It's not just a smaller community or just a family. We're seeing lots of people. It does get narrowed down as the film goes. And we are following it starts off with kind of like two individuals, but Lupita is our main individual that we are following, and her name is Sam. And she like kind of has these pairings. Well, one, she has her cat Frodo, who I was concerned about throughout the entire film. That was rough. But also at the beginning, she has, I believe, some sort of cancer that she is dealing with. And she is kind of like in a facility that is helping her with that. So she's living at this place, and one of the nurses is that like boy from Hereditary. So she's kind of with him for a while, and I'm thinking as I'm watching the film, because we're with him for quite a bit, but while we're watching it, I also know that, what's his name, Eddie or something like that, from Stranger Things. In this movie, his name is Eric, and I'm like, when's this guy showing up? Because I like know he's in the movie, but it took quite a while for us to get to him. And I really liked the way he was introduced, because it was like almost a whole new movie was forming, because the movie starts off with Lupita, and it's like, this is her movie, this is her movie. And then the cat wanders away, and then we see this Eric guy, just like like all attention is on him. The camera is on him, and it feels like this movie is now about this guy, right? We've moved on. You know, Lupita's over here. Forget about her. We're on this guy now. It sort of felt that way at the beginning. I mean, you knew you weren't going to leave Lupita, but it had that feeling of, this is our new main character, or, you know, secondary character. So I don't know. I like the way he was introduced, the way that felt. It felt very bold, powerful, strong, and like a character maker. Like it didn't feel random or secondary. It was like, get to know this guy right now, because we're going to be following him along, and we do. And the cat leads him to Lupita, and then they are together with this larger group, but that gets, you know, whittled down as we go. But yeah, I really liked their chemistry. They were very good together, which is cool, because, you know, they couldn't really speak to one another, only in whispers occasionally, only in writing. But I think we got a great grasp of his character and things that he was dealing with, and he was able to convey a lot of emotion through his acting, and I thought all of that was great. Same thing with Lupita. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of movies from this year, and you know, I know Oscar season isn't here yet, but I would be cool with Lupita being nominated. You know, she should have been, even though I don't think the movie is a smash hit, but she should have been for us. But this, I would be cool with her getting nominated. I think that would be fine. I think that would be cool also. But she does a wonderful job in it. So, again, it's a survival story. We got the two of them trying to survive, and there's an evacuation because, you know, New York City, they bomb all the bridges because these aliens, they can't swim, so they're trying to keep them on in New York City, that like the island, right? And um, but the governments, you know, like in helicopters and stuff, being like, you know, get to the water, get to the water, we can evacuate you, these things can't swim, they can't swim. Sorry, I'm getting into the spoilers here. um, but I don't know, maybe I should stop and just say that part so you can kind of figure out everything. But yeah, it's a survival story, and I liked following it, you know, and you probably can, you know, maybe figure out how things are gonna go, but I feel like, again, it's with these movies, it's sort of about the relationship of the individuals that we are following, and how they handle these, either, you know, in the older ones, these or the first film, this family, how they handle a relationship that has existed for a long time, and then, you know, has drastic changes in the world. But here we're dealing with a new relationship, a new friendship, and how they navigate that in this world and try their best to survive these aliens and get off of the, you know, New York City, so that they can pursue life, you know, away from these aliens. So I thought it was really good, and I think they could keep making more of these. They're very exciting. There's the action with the aliens is always very good, and again, I think the emotion and the storylines within our characters are good and heartfelt and strong enough to support all of the action that's surrounding. So I thought it was a very good movie. Have you seen it? You know, again, it is a like a franchise blockbuster style movie. So I wouldn't go in thinking we're doing something new here. Don't think of it that way. Think of it, I like A Quiet Place, if you liked A Quiet Place, and I like to see more of what's going on in this world. And that's how I feel about it. I want to see other people trying to survive. Kind of like Walking Dead when I was watching that show. I just stuck with it because I was just curious how, you know, other communities and things like that, people that we stroll upon are doing, surviving the the zombie apocalypse. In here it's the alien apocalypse, right? I'm curious to see how different individuals, communities, families, etc., are handling this, and I like re-entering the world. Anyway, what did you think of it? If you saw it, I'd love to know. Hopefully I didn't spoil anything. I don't think I necessarily did. Maybe I gave a couple tiny details away. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.